Hello everybody, Adam Colombo here with the Miraz Group. Hi, I'm Miraz with the Miraz Group. We are here today to discuss with you a little thing called iBuyers, and it's been kind of a buzzword in the marketplace in the last couple of years, especially here in the Phoenix metro area, which is kind of where they built their business. Companies like Opendoor, Zillow, Offerpad are out there advertising that they can buy your home with a click of a button or a short phone call. And Jaime's going to talk to you guys a little bit about their spot in the marketplace.
Thanks, Adam. I have one word to say. It's fiduciary. When you hire the Miraz Group, you essentially are hiring us, and we have a fiduciary responsibility to you as the home seller. Essentially what that means is that we have to put your needs above ours. How does that compare to an iBuyer is a lot of people don't realize this, but an iBuyer is the realtor, right? And then they have investors. Their fiduciary responsibility is to their investors, not to you. So their goal is to get their investors the best deal possible, which is one of the reasons they go directly to you and they try to negotiate the best deal possible for their clients. So 99% of the time, it is not in the best interest of the home seller to consider using an iBuyer.
Absolutely. Another thing that you have to consider with these iBuyers is their fees. Opendoor charges a fee upwards of 11.5%, whereas in the Miraz Group, it might be half of that. So something that you guys want to consider is the cost of actually doing business with an iBuyer above and beyond what you would consider a commission to a real estate team.
That's a good point. Also, it's a common misconception that if you sell directly to an iBuyer, that you won't have to make any repairs, which is wrong. They're going to do a thorough inspection, and then they're going to either require you do all the repairs by a licensed professional, or they're going to ask for a credit. So either way, you're going to have to pay for those repairs. Compared to hiring the Miraz Group, where if somebody comes in and buys your house and then they ask for a laundry list of repairs, we will negotiate on your behalf to reduce that list so that to a comfortable agreement between you and the buyer.
Yeah, absolutely. Another thing that we want to discuss is we understand that selling your home is stressful. It's been noted as one of the most stressful things that you can do throughout your lifetime. Through that process, it's a benefit to have real human beings to call and speak to and discuss the things that might be stressing you out during this time, and also to help you prepare in the best way possible so that that time that where you are showing your home, you are trying to keep it in tip-top shape, is as easy for you as possible, and that's our goal.
Now, we know that money isn't everything, but it is a huge factor when deciding to sell your home. So Adam's actually going to do a breakdown of selling your home to an iBuyer or hiring the Miraz Group to sell your house.
Absolutely. So we're going to take a look over here. All right. Thank you, Jaime. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and break down a standard kind of home purchase example of using the Miraz Group to sell your home versus an iBuyer. Now, at the Miraz Group, our goal is to always achieve for you the highest sales price in the shortest period of time. So let's assume that's going to be about $375,000. Okay. Any iBuyer will typically offer you a price that's about 10% below that market. So that puts the iBuyer sales offer at $337,500. So that's going to be our starting point to discover what's going to be net to you, the seller. Most sellers will also have a loan payoff or a mortgage that they need to return to the bank. So we'll assume that that's going to be $150,000 from your sales price. And that's going to exist regardless of who you use to sell your home. One of the sales points of the iBuyer is that you don't have to prepare your home. You don't have to show it to anybody. And we understand that there's a cost that comes with that. And at the Miraz Group, we found that cost to be about $7,500. And with an iBuyer, again, that would be zero. Okay. Next would be your closing costs. Again, these are costs that are involved in the transaction, and those are going to exist regardless of who you use to sell your home. We'll assume that to be about 1% of the sales price, about $3,000 from our net to seller. The commission piece at the Miraz Group in this transaction would be $22,500, split between both the listing side as well as the buyer's broker. At iBuyers, they're not going to charge you a commission. But what they will charge you is a fee, and we discussed how high those could be earlier. This example, a fee of 10% of your sales price would be $33,750. At the Miraz Group, we're not going to charge you any unknown fees. Lastly, through the buying process, you're going to be needing to negotiate your inspection repairs. With the Miraz Group, we can negotiate those down in your favor. And let's assume about a $500 cost to our seller to satisfy things that the buyer might want fixed. In iBuyer, they're going to require you to fix everything, and we'll assume an additional 1% of our sales price. Okay? So if we take these and subtract them from your sales price to get the net to you, our seller, in this example, $191,000, $500 is going to be your net. With an iBuyer, substantially less than that, at $147,750. Okay? Once again, just demonstrates the differences of what that money in your pocket might be.
Yeah. Thanks, Adam. That was great information.
Absolutely.
Guys, this is how I explain the iBuyer versus traditional real estate agent to my clients. Literally, we'll sit at the dining room table and we're looking at what they're going to net from the iBuyer sale, and then what I'm going to be able to net them when I sell their home for top dollar in the open market. And this is how I explain it to them. The average income in America is about $50,000 a year. So the way I explain it to my clients when we're sitting there and deciding if this is the right choice for them or not is, if your boss came to you today and said, I'm going to double your salary for the year, all it's going to take is you're going to have to be inconvenienced slightly, and you're going to have to see us for the next 10 weeks. Would you do it? And I think the answer should always be yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So once again, our goal is just to give you guys as much information as possible. If you have questions or clarifications, don't hesitate to reach out, and we look forward